Happy beading, everyone. I'm Joyce Trowbridge, and this is Spill the Beads with on Softflex Company with Joyce Trowbridge. How are you doing this Friday? I am excited to be back to spill some beads with you. Hi, Liz. I think we got Kristen in the background today. It's going to be me and Kristen on Fridays for a while. I had to swap days. I am excited to play with this really bright and fun strand of beads for our TGBE weekend. The Carnival goes really nicely with our kit, but I'm going to use them. I'm going to make a couple things. I want to try to make a pair of earrings and I think a necklace, focal piece with some wire. Hello. And don't forget, we have if you enter to win a giveaway, I'll be making an announcement at the very end. Hashtag spill for that. I can't wait. Are you excited about TGBE weekend? I can't believe it's the 20th one. Whoa, I remember when they first started it, it was so great, and I've loved catching everybody. We are doing a free gift with any purchase using the code TGBE15 for 15% off of a $39 or more purchase on our website on softflexcompany.com. I think my garage is a little booby trapped, so don't mind things. You know, it's interesting. A lot of people are complimenting on my hair lately about being up, and I'm just like, it's hot, so I threw it up. So thank you. I appreciate that. I feel like I'm just throwing it up in a messy way, but makes me feel good that while I'm super hot and trying to cool down, that I'm at least looking good. I think I'm gonna have to make some hair sticks. I have like 3 that I've been rotating, but I have not made a hair stick in a long time. That might have to be my spill the beads. You know me, I'm gonna probably grab some wire because I love wire. I think I'm gonna do silver wire, although I'm kind of looking at this blue that was the magenta that's sitting here, and I almost like the magenta with it because I think I have a top that has these 2 colors. And then I also like that blue. Blue and yellow always looks good. Oh, I think the blue wins. Do we want to do that, or do I want to just stick with traditional silver? Blue. Let's do blue. I'm feeling. Yeah, just pop one of these strands in your cart and use that coupon code to get a fabulous discount and a free gift. We're really generous on this weekend. I love it. Hello. Let's see if I can. Don't mind my ceiling and my garage. I should put something really pretty on the top of. I didn't realize my computer's in the way. Let's move the computer out of the way. We don't want to lean. We don't want to lean. Oh, thank you. Yeah, there is are you excited about Kim Cooper always starts it off so well. I love what her entry into TGBE. And that's starting out at 8:30 Pacific time. Then we have Kate Richmond at 10 a.m. Jill McKay at 11:30. And of course, Sarah and Kristen, I can't wait to see what you do with our Carnival kit at 1 p.m. Pacific. and Nile at 2:30, and that is the Saturday. And of course, Sunday is full of all our wonderful friends, Abby and Heather and Cynthia and Kay and Christy. Oh, I can't wait for the show and tell. And then tonight we kick it off with the preview. I was upside down. I didn't realize I was upside down too. Okay, there we go. Look at us go. We are ready. I'm going to do the blue, because blue and yellow go so well. I also have a top that has blue and yellow in it. I went back and forth on which one I wanted to match today. Let's pull out this strand and see what I can do for earrings. Part of me wants to use the hearts, because hearts are, I mean, how cute are hearts for earrings? And the crystals are pretty. I really adore how they sandwiched these together. So I think I want to sandwich those together like that in part of it. I might want to put one of these on either end too. No, I think those are great. I'm going to just divide these kind of in two so that I can see what I have. And of course, for my focal part, I'm going to use that as the center since I have one of those. Oh my God. And I'm going to put Joyce Flare on these earrings and make a little bit of a... Oh, it does look like a tambourine. I love that. Tambourine. Okay. Let's start out with my part that I really want to focus on. I forgot how this was, so that is a great thing. When I forget how it originally was, I can then, that's why I like to take this off. I can then use my own inspiration, although I do want to put those together. 4 little beads. Sometimes you got to stack the beads sometimes. It just adds such beauty. I want that real earrings or earrings, hearts. Because I either want, well, the hearts are definitely, that might be fun to put those on. Okay, we might go with those. We're just, or it might go back in that. There we go. That's going to be, I think that's what I'm going to do in my heart. Okay. Spread those out. Spread those out. And start with my blue wire. I know the yellow beads are so pretty. It's a lot of yellow, so sometimes that's intimidating. And of course, you know, you don't have to just stick with yellow, but yellow is such a great summer color. And it goes with turquoise and purple and pinks and blues. We're using 18 gauge craft wire. And I'm going to use the blue today. I have my handy dandy bench block that we're going to be doing. So I'm going to do a little hammering on. And I'm going to use a chasing hammer for that. Yes, yellow and pink together is so pretty. I love watching you paint, Kristen. I'm just smoothing out my wire a little bit with my hands. You can use nylon tip pliers for this. also have with me the multi-size looping pliers, and I'm going to utilize these multi-strand, multi-step sized looping pliers so that I can make uniform loops for what I want to do today. There is 6 different sizes. I'm thinking I'm going to either go with the 2nd or the 3rd size for my loop to give it for what I want to do. We are going to cut 2 pieces. It's a little trial and error because I usually gravitate to a and I'm going to start with a nice flat cut on both sides. So I'm cutting off that little tip. I'm going to cut off a piece that looks big, like that. That looks like a good piece. We're going to oh, I do have a ruler. What? I hardly ever have a ruler. That's about 4 inches. I was going to say 4 inches. But since I cut one, I'm going to just use that as my measuring tool. Yellow, orange, and hot pink. Yes, give that to me. That makes me think of my sister. She had, her room was yellow, and then she loved pink. And the orange, and that kind of like has like a sherbet summer feeling to it. Love it. Oh, I made a mark on that. So when I thought I was going to make it bigger, I actually cut a little bit without thinking. So I'm going to take that and not use that one. I'm going to cut a new piece to match. Now, yeah, I like the 3rd one in. So I'm just going to grab hold of the 3rd, and because of the way these are made and they're long and like, I can actually do these both at the same time if you're talented enough to grab them and do that. But I can also do them one at a time because I know that it's the 3rd one in, and that will help. And I'm just going to twist this in the circle there. And I'm going to do the same thing on, and I'm keeping that natural curve. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm just going to grab that 3rd one in and twist it. And I'm doing it in the same, like going towards the other. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Oh my goodness. We both are using this in our, using the Carnival pieces. I love it. That's so funny because like I really literally just opened this because I used to have one, and I think, I'm not sure where it got packed up. And I was like, I need a new one. So I got another one on our website so that I can have it. And it just makes it, oops. Okay, so you're going to try not to do what I just did here. We want them soft like this, not overextended like this. See that little bend? So I'm going to try to undo that by putting this back in and holding it down and wrapping that a little bit. And I think I'm going to use my chain nose pliers to kind of flatten, because we want it softer than that. There we go. Just kind of flatten that back out. Hi, Rosalinda. Good to see you. I love seeing all our friends. Hi, Gina. I forgot to say hello to everyone. Who am I? Who am I? Hi, Sherry. Hi, Liz. Hi, Carolyn. Hi, Norma. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Patricia and Janet. Ah, see, there's all my beautiful people. Hi, Katney. Hi, Olivia. Oh, Sandy, Vivian, Jan. Good to see you all on here. Hi, Kim. Hi, Debbie. I know, Katney. Every maker makes a different set, and so I love having these as options, and I like getting different ones. In fact, the one that I have, I don't think is the Eurotool one that we carry at Softlex Company, so that was another reason why I didn't mind getting another looping tool. Okay, so now that I have that, I want this to be kind of curved, and so I can kind of curve it a little bit by just gently holding it with the longer piece and kind of bending towards the longer piece and just working my way around. And that kind of gives me that look. I could do it with my fingers, or I could find something like the handle of my hammer and curve it around like hammer. But we're going to just kind of try to get them as close as possible. Hi, Vicky. So glad that you are on here. Ovals, so cool. Ah, that would be so fun to play with. And I'm just making sure that they match mostly. I'm going to come back and close up these loops. I want these loops to be, put it on the third one, not the fourth one. I want them to be all the way closed. Now, hold your horses, because I'm going to do some hammering. It is going to probably make it kind of loud. So what we're going to do is put beads lining up like that in our little frames that we made. And I want to hammer them a little. This is going to get a lit. We're going to try not to be too super loud. I am the enameling on the blue and the silver plate, it does take some hammering, but you can't over hammer. Like if it was the solid copper, you can hammer that like to kingdom come for the most part, but I'm just doing a little bit just to give it, one, a little strength, and two, just a little detail. So I'm not going to overdo it because I don't want to over hammer it, because as we hammer, it spreads the metal, and that means it's going to spread the enamel finish that's on here and the coating that's on here. So we're just going to try to keep, make that pretty light. I'm going to start out with the flat part of my chasing hammer first. And I'm just doing just ever so lightly on there. Now, because I want these like that, I'm going to make sure I'm holding them in the same way. We can only really hammer one side. Whatever I do on this side, if I flipped it over to do the other side, it would actually take it away, or it takes most of it away. So we're just going to do a little. Aw, Sherry, I missed y'all too. I'm going to make a pair of earrings, Debbie. And then I think I'm going to just hammer down my loops a little bit. Not a whole lot. And now I'm going to just do a little bit more texturing from the center with the ball pin. I shouldn't talk when I'm hammering. That makes it harder. I'm going to just do a little bit of the ball pin to give it a little bit more texture. Not a whole lot. I don't want to overwork the metal. Just enough to kind of catch the light. And there we go. You get that pretty hammering on there. Now, sometimes hammering misshapens your piece a little bit, so I'm going to stretch. Let's see, do I want it more curved or more stretch? I'm going to take these, put the ends together, and we're going to reform this a teeny bit. It'll be easier to bend the one towards the other so that they match. There we go. That's better. Yes, Carolyn, if you just are gentle with it, you don't want to overhammer. And you can see I got plenty of texturing just with that light tapping. I wasn't even hitting this hard. When you are holding especially a chasing hammer, it has this bulbous end here, and that just sits in your palm, but you want to do this also with a regular hammer. If you're just holding it very lightly where you're cradling it with these two fingers and your palm, and you're just lifting it up and letting the hammer just drop back down. You're not actually whacking it, like strong handing it. That gives you that little texture without a lot of too much damage to the wire, and you still get a nice little texturing effect to it. And so it's just the lightness. It's the fact that most of the time when people have problems, it's because they're putting too much oomph into the hammer and they're pressing down too hard and spreading it too much. Yep, stop, hammer time. So it's just a nice little way to, and I've done the same technique with just a regular hammer out of my toolbox. You don't necessarily need a chasing hammer. It's just nice to have if you have one. Oh, Kenny, that's wonderful. Thank you. I can't wait to see if you do one too. The whacker. So sometimes when you hammer it, when you look at it this way, it becomes like a little bowed a little. And so a whack it down, that nylon is just to kind of like level things, not necessarily flatten or texture. It just levels things. I do like a good whacker. All right, so the heart, do I want the heart in the center, or I think I might make the heart kind of be at the bottom? Ooh, I'll do them different. I'll do one at the bottom and one at the top. I'm going to need a little tiny bead, probably at the bottom or at the top here. And I'll put this one at the bottom to match. No, we're gonna use the little bling ball. Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna see. Oh, whack-a-mole. I love it. I I think this is where I'm at, like that. These 3 beads are gonna make. I was thinking I wanted these in my pendant, but I think it'd be better in the earrings to get more flash in the earrings. Let's stick the small one in there. I'm gonna put the small one on the bottom of, there we go. Okay, that's gonna be my earring. And okay, so that's gonna be it. That is going to be my earring. Now I got to decide how I want to connect it. I'm going to just use little tiny thin wire. I also happen to have the blue in a 24 gauge, so I'm going to use 24 gauge. I have this old pair of earrings that I did. This is kind of inspired by a pair of earrings that I have, that it has this shape with just little tiny crystals down the center. And for some reason, I've been grabbing them a lot and wearing them. And when I decided to use this strand, the first thing I could think of was making earrings with these hearts using this technique. So makes it a really cool little shape here. So I'm going to take my 24 gauge wire. Oh, I don't know if that made a difference. Does that help? Tell me, does that look better? Looks a little brighter. And take the small end and we're gonna just wrap a few times. Not even gonna try to do this with my fingers today. I'm gonna take this with my pliers. Poke that through. Grab it. Because sometimes with the pliers you can pull it a little tighter. Especially when it's a small end like this. And I'm wrapping about 4 times. I'm using 18 for the frame and 24 for the wrapping here. 26 works great for wrapping too. So if you have 26, you can use 26. I have done these earrings with little tiny beads with using 20 gauge also. So it is possible to do this shape with 20 gauge if you don't have 18. I think we have, we just got our craft wire restocked on our website. So it's kind of a good time to grab. Okay, and I just cut it down and then taking my Chino's pliers and gently, because if I scrape this too much, you can kind of see I almost scraped it too much right there. And I took a little bit of the enamel off. These are sharper, so you got to really be gentle when you go to do that. If you mark, I have found that I can put a little bit of, use a permanent marker and just color that in, and it usually covers. I'm going to start with my little, where's the hole of my bling ball, the top of the heart, because I'm at the top of the piece, and do my little spacer, and then the crystal. And then it's going to come over here to the bottom, and now I'm going to wrap around the bottom frame. And that fits in here just so perfectly. Like that. Run through. Now, it's really easy to kink your wire when you do this, when you're going in this method of pushing through. So when you do that, I always like to put my thumb in between the loop and then just gently pull it. And that usually helps it, keeps it from kinking. When it gets to there, kind of help pull it around. Go slow. We have a tendency to try to make wire fast and try to make it very firm, but slow and soft and tends, it works a little bit better in my experience. Oh, no problem, Debbie. I am using the craft wire in the blue, and I used 18 gauge for mine, is what I'm using. 18 gauge, I think, works really well to hold the shape and also takes the hammering nicely. But I have done it with 20 gauge, and it works. I wouldn't go any thinner than 20 gauge. And if you want a bolder look, if you happen to have some 16 gauge, that will make it. You might not be able to find like the blue in that. Like we don't have 16 right now, but if you got some 16 before, that would be, fun. There we go. Look at that. Now we got that one, and we're going to work on this one here. I love the 18 gauge. I think the look of 16 is nice, but it's hard for a lot of us to manipulate. So I feel like the 18 is a great compromise. I'm glad you like it, Debbie. Oh, got to be in the screen, Joyce. I'm going to wrap that. Again, I can't feel like your fingers can't get in there. Sometimes my fingers just don't want to get in there. I use my pliers to grab it and pull around. Again, about 4 times is usually enough. Okay, this is my front because it's this one. I'm doing it here on the back because it's easier for me to hold it in this way instead of holding it this way trying to do it. And so I'm just going to be mindful that I am going to end it on this side because this is technically the back of this earring. You want to always end the ends at the back whenever possible. Push the little end in and kind of twist while you do. It will help get it nice and tight. And then I'm going to start from the top. And work my way down. And I love swapping, alternating the position. Crazy. Okay, that's the thing about the bling balls. Where's the hole sometimes? Do you find that, like, sometimes it's hard to find where the hole is? All right, now let's get this back. Oops. I just noticed that my looping plier, that one wasn't closed all the way, so we're going to just make sure that's closed tighter. My wire just slipped right out of it. Hello, hello. So glad to have you on. Thank you for joining me today. And sometimes it's hard to get these to go like, so see, I forgot to stick my thumb in there and that I almost got a kink. So that's why I go slow, because then I don't, if I go this too fast, I definitely would have made sure, or that would have made a kink. So by going slow, I was able to stop myself and kind of press it into a circle. So now it's going to not kink as much. And I can get it in there. I can then squeeze these together because they were loose. I'm doing this on the back of the earring, so if I do have like a little mishap, it's, oh, I thought I was doing it on the back of the earring. Whoops. So I'm going to try to cover that little mishap with my wire, actually. And then I want to make sure I end on the back. I'm glad I cut that. I would have cut it on the front, and I want to make sure I cut on the back. Another nice thing of having the hammer that I know hammering texture on it. I know which one's the front and the back. All right, there we go. Those are my earrings. I realize I'm not sure if I know where my ear hooks are. I forgot to make sure I grab some. So I'm going to steal it off of this earring for now. Just so you can see where the placement of it is. And then I'm going to put it on also. I'm like, I'm so glad I have at least have an earring that I can steal it from. So I am going to put just right there. It's going to hang really nicely because the weight of the bead just keeps it in line. You can kind of see how it's hanging down like that. And then put it right in this spot here. And it's going to be a dangle. And that's going to be so cute. And then it's okay that I don't have matching ear wires because I put silver spacers in there. So don't be afraid to add a little bit of metallic spacers in a piece if you're using colored wire, and then that way you don't have to worry about it so much. So that's my earrings. Hopefully I can find my other ear hooks and I don't have to sacrifice another earring for the sake of these, but I'm going to put this on in a little bit. We are going to do a quick little matching pendant. I can make a blue one, but I like 22 gauge or 20 gauge, and I don't happen to have that. In blue. So it looks like I'm going to be going and shopping on our website with y'all this weekend and get some blue 22 so that I can make them blue. I am on the fence on sometimes of using those, but the enamel coating usually is very good and protective. So it's not so bad on my ears. And then I'm going to just make the same thing as a pendant going this direction. And then I'm going to make my necklace going up that way. And this blue matches the lapis. So I think I'm going to use the lapis soft flex. So that's going to have to be done later. This is going to be done for today. Oh, that would be really cute, the little drop with it. And I was almost thinking about putting the drops at the bottom of these, because that would also be like, if you want to make it bigger, you can always add more. I mean, that would be really cute. Maybe I just want to make earrings. I thought I was going to make a pendant and a necklace, and maybe I do, because I still have this, and I do have more yellow beads from leftover from other kits, so I might just do that. But I'm really inspired by these as a pair of earrings with the wire. Can't have too many earrings, right? I was thinking in the necklace that I would do this in the center. But now is that enough yellow? Uh-oh, oh, there it is. Is that enough yellow if I do that for the necklace? And then save these for earrings. I want these on here, don't I? But then it doesn't keep that. Then it looks odd. Never mind. What do you think? I think this is going to be my necklace. And then I have to make another little, ooh, tambourine. Do I put the tambourines with these? The tambourines with it? No, tambourines with this. Oh, put them closer. That would do it. Like if I did that in that spot. Yeah. Ooh, and then put the tambourines over here. If you don't know if you didn't catch what we were talking about, the tambourines, the way it's stacked on the strand originally, they were sandwiched together like that. And then Kristen said they look like tambourines. And I'm like, oh my gosh, totally. So this would be so cute, I think. That's my center. So I'm going to make a bigger frame. And because I want to do a bigger frame, I'm probably going, this is like the best idea right here, is to lay it out like what this is going to be. Oh, never mind. I was going to do these drops as the earrings, but now I think I want to do that drop. Take the drop, dangle these from, like, if I do this across, and then I have this hammer part, and then make little head pins with the blue wire, like that, hanging from it. That's my choice. That's what I'm going to do. All right, so that is a very wide piece, but I don't mind. We are going to make an extra wide. Let's like eyeball that. We wanted it about like probably like that. Let's make that part real quick. I am going to assemble this the same way as I assembled the earrings. It's not like those are not any different. We only have 13 minutes and we want to make sure that we announce our prize winner. Hashtag spill. I do believe so get that. That's still too big, I think, but we're gonna have that laid out. We have the general idea of the length across. I'm gonna grab my third. We're just gonna get this process and then I'll assemble it later. There we go. Now we're going to, that's going to be there. I'm going to start shaping this with my fingers and just gently putting pressure to, it's a gentle, soft motion. Don't forget, gentle, soft motion with wire is how you want to start the game. You don't want to bend it too sharp or you end up getting little parts that you don't like. Okay, I think that's it right there. Hold on to this and start wrapping it. Like, there we go. Oh, this is so fun. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's going to be great. And then have these hanging down. I think I'll put like those on top of those. Do we have put that on top? No, I don't want to put that on there. Oh, that's going to be so fun. Okay, let's hammer real quick. We got a few minutes. Got a pretty good shape. Okay, I'm not, although this is more straight and this is more curved. So before I hammer, I'm going to just kind of put a little pressure to curve that up a little. Now they kind of look a little closer. All right, we're going to stop hammer time now. So watch your ears, lower that volume a little maybe. The earrings with the flat just in the center. I like, whenever I hammer something, I like to start from the center and work out because you're moving the metal, and if you start on one side and work your way down, it's hard to move the metal, but if you start from the center and work your way out, it's easier. Just flatten those down a little bit. Now we're all in the flat. Now I want to put some texturing on with the ball pin. I like the sound of that too. It's happy. It to me is happy. Hammering is happy sound. All right, there we go. And now I need to just, oh, we're actually kind of going pretty good. Have you got, ooh, 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 oh, 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 oh. I just squished it in too much. So I should have had it out a little bit like that. to get in there to fit. Okay, that should fit it. We can work it. We can work it. Taking my 24 gauge in the blue like I did on the other. We're going to wrap this side first. Now, oh, I have extras of these. We're going to just start with a spoke and then the sandwich a bunch of little hishis together, little spacers together. I love these bead caps. I was on the fence if I wanted to add them in here, but I think it works great for a pendant. Hi, Kelly. There we go. Now I still need a tiny bit more room, so I'm just going to, oh, okay. Do we go straight across or do we let it have a curve? What do you think? Curve or straight? Curve is kind of cute, but straight is like the earrings. Straight is pretty. Curve is cute. What do we feel like? This almost looks like a crescent moon this way. The curve? I think curve. Let's keep the curve. So I'm not going to change the length of my Oh, I didn't do my tip. See what I did? I went too fast and I didn't put my thumb in that loop, and that's what I got. I got a kink. So we're going to just open this up. We're not going to force it, or it's better to open it up and unfold the kink. To fix it. There we go. Luckily, that was my last wrap, and I don't have to worry about it. Now we're going to cut. Press in. And that gives a little curve on this side. Oh, that is pretty with the curve. Oh, forgot to cut this. Let's cut that one. There we go. Take my blue 24 gauge wire, stick my little yellow drop, and then I'm going to wrap that little end around. And that's just going to hold that in place. I'm going to go back to the multi-looper, and I'm going to use I think I'm going to use the second one to make the loop. And then I'm going to wrap this around. But before I do that, I'm going to slip it onto the wire frame that I made. And now I'm going to wrap this wire on top of my wrap. And I'm going to hope that I put it in the right direction. If not, I'm going to have to do some twisting. Yeah, I did. No, I didn't. That's all right. There we go. There we go. I see a lot of hashtag spills. I think we're ready. It is. And then I'm going to do the same thing for these and just putting them next to it. And I might grab some more yellow beads out of my leftover yellow beads from my previous kit and add on there and then take my lapis soft flex, crimp it to here and go up, maybe do a couple little illusion yellow. It does kind of look like a happy face there. Well, I'm happy with these. Let us see who wins. Our hashtag spill. Ready, set, go. Who's our happy winner? Who is our happy winner? Sherry Miller, thank you so much. I'm pretty sure you're there. I think I just saw you. A comment from you. Are you here, Sherry? There you are. There you go. All right. Congratulations. Email us and I will put together a little thing and have Softflex send it out to you next week. Does she? That's right. Let's see. Stop screen. And Kristen, do you want to put up the schedule for the TGBE one last time so that people can see? I am so excited. Who are you excited to see in TGBE? I'm excited to see everyone. And I love that all of them are going to be all of the videos are going to be available to watch. So if I miss one this weekend because I got some family things to do, I'm going to rewatch them later. But of course, we're going to tune in to Sarah and Kristen at 1 p.m. Pacific time on tomorrow. Cannot wait to see what you do with our Carnival kit. I have mine ready to make with you. Probably finish up the rest of this necklace. And don't forget, we have our Midsummer Market sale right now, 15% off of $39 or more. Plus you get a little extra little freebie in that. So exciting. You got a little free Lucky Duck scoop of glass beads, which are fun. In fact, they would go really well with my piece. So this is what it's going to look like. And then you see how awesome the earrings hang. They're great. Just swinging around. And the necklace is going to be, I'll probably do it about there with the rest of it. Well, thank you so much for spending time and spilling beads with me. I love beading on Fridays. Hopefully we'll get to see you more. I know that lately it's been running on the holidays and weird, funny things that I haven't been able to be on, but we'll see more of you. Take care. Have a great weekend. Have fun. Keep beading. Until next time. Bye.